Let's learn about probability trees. A probability tree is going to show you all of the possible outcomes. Here's a question you might face where it says make a probability tree for two flips of a coin. For that first flip of the coin, this is what the tree will look like. For the first flip, I have two possible outcomes for that first flip. It can be either a head or a tail. So we label the branches of that probability tree. Now, after we end up getting a head for that first flip, we now have to flip the coin a second time. And then so for this level of this probability tree, we're flipping that coin that second time. The second time we flip the coin, we can either get the same outcomes again, either a head or a tail. Now, on our first coin flip, if we had gotten a tail, then we flip it the second time, and we could have either gotten a head or a tail again. And so this is what our probability tree will look like. The only other thing that we need to do with our probability tree is to list the possible outcomes at the bottom here. And the way that we do that is as follows. If we follow these branches down the probability tree, that's head on the first flip and head on the second flip. Down here, we'll go ahead and write H, that's a head, then a head. First flip a head, then a tail. First flip a tail, then a head for the second flip, and finally tail and a tail. In black right here at the lowest level of our probability tree, we have our possible outcomes then. And then so there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 possible outcomes. And it even shows us as to what those outcomes are. The whole thing that I've drawn here is what we call the probability tree. Here's another example here. Sarah's making a sandwich. She can choose either white or wheat bread. Then she can choose either meat, cheese, or jelly. Make a probability tree showing Sarah's sandwich choices. We'll start at that first level of our probability tree, where it is that she has the choice of bread. And then for her choice of bread, she is either choosing white or wheat. We'll go W for white and WH for wheat. Then she can either choose meat, cheese, or jelly. If she chose white bread, what could she choose at this point? It says meat, cheese, or jelly. So in this case, for meat, cheese, or jelly, there's going to be 3 branches that will go from this here to go ahead and show meat, cheese, or jelly. Now, if she had chosen wheat bread instead of white bread, she still gets the choice of either meat, cheese, or jelly. And that's why this branch for this portion of the probability tree is still M, C, J. Now, if she follows this branch down, this would be white meat. Go ahead and just write that out there. WM. I'm just going to write it out here so you can really see it. That's white bread and meat. Here she would have had white bread and cheese, white bread with jelly, wheat bread with meat, wheat bread with cheese, or wheat bread with jelly. How many possible outcomes are there? Some students make the mistake of trying to count each and every single part of this probability tree. This, right where I'm circling right now, are the possible outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 possible outcomes and 6 possible outcomes there within our probability tree. So we had those bread choices, and then we had the filling choices. and we had 6 possible outcomes. Okay, it's your turn. Let's make a probability tree together for ice cream. Let me go ahead and set up as to those different choices that you have for ice cream. For the first level of your probability tree, you may choose a cone, and we will abbreviate that CO, or a cup. And then we can write cup out since it is so short. Go ahead and set that up. Did you do this here? Hope so. Now for the second level, let's go ahead and set this up. For the second level, we're going to get those ice cream choices. For the second level, we're going to have ice cream choices as strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. Strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and make the branches. You make the branches, and I will let you label them. Go ahead and label them. You can abbreviate. If they chose a cone, they could have either chosen strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. If they chose a cup, again, let's just keep it in order, it'll be easier to see. Strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. Now there's one more step for our probability tree is where we have to list those possible outcomes. Down this branch, this is a cone, strawberry ice cream. So we'll write C-O-S. Cone, chocolate ice cream. A cone with vanilla ice cream. Here, this is a cup. We can just abbreviate with the C because we used CO before. Cup with strawberry, cup with chocolate, or cup with vanilla. How many possible outcomes are there? And write that out for yourself, please. You wrote down all of those there, and that there were 6 possible outcomes. Pause the video if you need to. 6 possible outcomes. You made a probability tree for ice cream where you chose either a cone or a cup. That was your first level. And then the second level was ice cream choices. That was ice cream choices there as strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla. You had that to choose from if you had gone with the cone, and you had that to choose from if you had gone with the cup. And then down here, we had listed our possible outcomes. You set up a probability tree, and we'll continue to not only set them up, but we'll use them to continue to work with probability. One last thing with our ice cream, if we had another choice, say we had choice of toppings, that you could either have toppings at the very end, that you could have sprinkles, or that you could have gummy bears. Then for each of these choices, cone, strawberry, on top of that, we could either choose that we want sprinkles or gummy bears. And then if we had a cone with chocolate ice cream, again, we can choose sprinkles or gummy bears. Cone with vanilla ice cream, sprinkles or gummy bears. Cup with strawberry, sprinkles or gummy bears. Sprinkles or gummy bears. Sprinkles or gummy bears. And then now, possible outcome-wise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just looking at this possible outcome, that would have been a cup with vanilla ice cream and topped with gummy bears. Looking at this outcome right here, that would have been a what? A cone with chocolate ice cream topped with sprinkles. How many possible outcomes were there? There were 12 possible outcomes. Now, if we think about this, this is how it works. This is how we can figure it out. So the cone or cup, there were only 2 possible choices there. For our choices for flavors of ice cream, we had 3 choices, and then for our toppings, we actually had 2 choices there. So you'll notice this, what we do is we actually multiply these numbers together. 2 times 3 times 2 equals 12. 2 times 3 is 6, times 2 is 12. 12 was our possible number of outcomes. And again, our possible outcomes are on that lowest level there.